And I've chose to skip some of the questions, the more basic ones like calculating money, percentages, math skills. I assume y'all would probably figure out how to do it. Okay, so I'm skipping all those questions. Let me highlight a few important questions. Okay, question number 11A. Okay, 11A itself, factorization isn't a problem. So most of you should be able to do this factorization. Am I right? Okay, but the question is now the second part is, how do you use the portion where it's hence factorized? Okay, or maybe I should send a message to the forum any group. Okay. So yes, some of them are back. Okay, so I think most of you know how to do the part on factorization for this portion, so not a problem. But how do you use the portion on hence factorize this? We need to observe the pattern. This is 2x squared. The x squared now change to y minus 1 squared. 5, 5, and x changed to y minus 1. -3 and -3 is the same. So what do? I use my answer over here. Okay, I use my answer over here that is given, but now I sub my y as x as y minus 1. So I replace the letter x with y minus 1, replace the letter x with y minus 1. Then remember to expand and simplify. So this one is 2y minus 2 minus 1. And you get your answer. So this part of the question is not totally difficult, but that you need to identify the pattern. So x now change to y minus 1, x change to y minus 1. So replace this, follow this pattern, replace the x with the y. Okay, so this one, please take note and check that if they test this kind of question, doable. Next question over here, factorize this. So when you factorize this one, 2x squared minus 162, you notice I cannot take square root of 2, cannot take square root of 2, so I need to factorize out common factor. All right, Hannah and company who were a bit late just now, where I was saying, for this question, you need to observe the pattern. You notice that x has now become y minus 1. So I replace x totally with y minus 1 inside my bracket to get my answer. Okay. The second part of the question, this one is two terms. So whenever you have two terms, you try to use the a squared minus b squared. You get a plus b, a minus b. But what do you notice? You notice you cannot square root 2, you cannot square root 162. When you cannot square root this number, check for common factors. So factorize out the common factor 2. Then I got x squared minus 81. Square root of 81 is the number 9. So square root 81 is 9, so we get x plus 9, x minus 9. But of course, remember to keep your number 2 factor, the common factor, don't throw away. Next one, factorization by grouping. I think by now you should know how to do it already, but I've chose this question such that you need to rearrange and group them together. So I group for ax with negative 16ay. Then this is positive child by with negative 3bx. So after I take out my first common factor, I got x minus 4. I realized that if I factorize out a positive, The sign over here is not the same. It's this and do this. Right? If I factorize out a 3b, 12by divided by 3b gives me 4y. Negative 3bx divided by 3b gives me negative x. But the sign and here are not the same. So when they are not the same, what we need to do, I factorize out a negative 3b, change the sign. Now, these two are the same. The one that's the same is the same, repeat only one time. Then the other two, 4a minus 3b. Answer. Okay, so this one you must know how to do. This one, question 11b, I went through it before, quadratic type of equation. Just want to highlight this portion. Okay, using factorization, did not ask you to use formula, so you must use factorization. Okay, try to figure out the information step by step, sentence by sentence, and then piece them together. G is, so G equal 3 more than F, 3 plus F. Then plug in your numbers inside, form the equation and solve. Okay, still doable, not going to be too difficult. This one, changing subject formula. Okay, just purposely chose this question to highlight. You cross multiply first step. Second step, you group together and you rearrange them, group them. But when you group them, you realize next one, I want to factorize out my common factor. The question asks for b as a subject. I can factorize out b squared, b cubed, or whatever b. Okay, but I want letter b first. Then now, this is 4ab divided by b gives you 4a. But this is negative b. A lot of students will say, oh, b, take out b, then no more. It's not empty. If you are not sure, this is actually minus 1 unit of b. You write the 1 inside your expression. Then you'll remember this is a4a minus 1. All right, so you must make sure if it has like that, okay, you must be able to recognize that it's 4a minus 1. Then equals to 2 plus 3a. Then the last step, you divide. Can? So please go and work out. Next one, solve the inequality. The usual ones that usually are quite simple, but I chose another one that is a fraction. Now, a lot of students, when you do fractions for inequality, you like to cross multiply, but you always cross multiply to the wrong side or different side. So when you cross multiply to the wrong side or different side, the sign, inequality sign will be wrong. Okay, so in this case, right, I do a cross multiplication, but if you cross multiply, you must be denominator go up and across, not the numerator come down. It's the denominator go up and across. So you move only the denominator. Okay. Alternatively, if you don't do this, never mind. Then you multiply the LCM away. So you multiply the LCM. This is 3 and this is 5, right? LCM is 15. So I take 15 times the whole thing. The 15 and the 3 cancel, left the number 5. So it's 5 to the whole of the expression. That is the effect of cross multiplication, 5 times this. Then this part over here, 5 and 3, 15 cancel, left 3. Then 3 times the whole of this. So it's equivalent to the effect of cross multiplication, but denominator moves, not the numerator comes down. Okay, so they are very different. Right? So then I expand already. I shifted the numbers together. Okay, always try to put the x as the subject. So x is always on the left-hand side. Now you notice this is negative 2 units of x. I'm dividing. Addition and subtraction does not change the inequality sign, the direction of inequality sign. When you multiply or you divide by negative number, your inequality sign need to change direction. Is this part okay? Give me a hand signal if you really understand what I'm talking about. Confirm. So make sure you all do divide change the sign accurately. Okay? Yeah. All right, and you cross multiply correctly. Okay, good. Next one. This one directly proportional to the square root. I shall let you do this answer on your own. This one should be doable. Just want to highlight this one. The question suddenly asks for a percentage change. Don't worry, the steps are much or less still the same. So I still use inversely. Inversely means divide. Directly proportional, or sometimes they don't just say, they just say y is proportional. It also means direct proportional. Directly proportional is k multiply. Read the words, okay, read the words. Different from square. Square and square root are different. So this is x squared. The more popular ones that have been coming out is x cubed. So you just take note of x cubed. Okay, now what is percentage change? So I still do my usual step, plug in my numbers, cross multiply, get the value for k. But after I get the value for k already, they say x is increased to 5. So that means x become the number 5. Okay, just a short message or things to take note. What happens if x increase by 5? My original x is 3. I increase by, I add another 5. X will become 8. So this word increase to and increase by are two different things. Okay, you must read the word carefully. Increase to and increase by are different things. So after I say it increases to, so I'm going to find x equals to 5. So find the value for y. A percentage change. The question wants the percentage change. So how am I going to find percentage change? I will find the change in the original value. Change in what? Change in the y value of y. What is the original y value? What is the original y value?
5.
Or you type for me and tell me what? Yes, 5. This is my original y value. So if this is my original y value, what's the change? My new value is the one I just calculated. This is new. So I take this one, the change is 5, and then this one for 8. So I minus will to get 3.2. Percentage change, the change over the original. This denominator here should be the original value times 100%. Then you get your answer. Is this okay? Is this okay? Can you try, okay? Good. All right. Just need to understand additional one, this portion. I made it a little bit harder. Yeah, so must take note. Okay, next question. This one still doable. Simultaneous equation. Follow 3 coffee, 2 tea. So 3 coffee, 2 tea price. Then 4 coffee, 3 tea, 4 coffee, 3 tea price. Okay. Oh, I was saying to show you all how to find calculator, right? Give me a minute. Let me show you my calculator. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen? Okay. Yeah. Right. Oh no, I lost my questions. Okay. Wait a minute. You're able to see my screen, right? There's a mode here. Menu. number 5. Number 1 simultaneous equation. Where how do I point it? Number 1 simultaneous equation. How many unknowns? 2 unknown x and y. Then what is your equation? Your equation is on the format 3c plus 2t equals to 6.75. So our key 3 equals 2 equals 6.75. It must be a form xy number. So rearrange it, make sure xy number. Then my second equation is 4c plus 3t. So 4 equal 3 equal $9.40 equal. I get this, right? So I key all my data into my calculator already, right? I key this into my calculator already. Then now I press equal plus answer. Can change it to decimal place, 1.45. Then the second answer press equal again. Second number, $1.20. So you can't use this to how should I say? You can't use this to submit as your answer because they need a working. But you can use this to check your answer, make sure if you get some weird fraction, whether it's the answer correct or not. So you can use this to check your answer. But it must be of the form XY number. So the equation needs to be presented in that manner. Okay. Have y'all found this on your calculator? How many of you found it already or y'all know? Okay, so use this for your calculator. Good, y'all know, y'all are very good. If you know, exam you can double check answer, then be happier, right? Then make sure your answer is correct, right? So yeah. Okay, so if not, then I wish you good luck. Okay, so this is the answer for this question, and then work out for 2 cups of coffee and tea is that. Right. This part, let me go through. Okay, in case for some of those who missed the remedial for the previous one for graphs, please go do and watch the video for training questions on I think part 4 or part 5, either one of them. Okay, a lot of graph questions are inside here. So first part, the graph of this is drawn. This is in the completed square form. Not sure if you understand what is a completed square form. Completed square form will have something square with a number. So this is in the form of x plus a square plus b. So this is in a completed square form. When it's in a completed square form, you can use this to read the maximum or the minimum point easily. First part, x squared is a positive x squared. There's no negative sign outside the bracket. It's a positive x squared. So it's a happy face. Happy face meaning it will be minimum point. How do I read the coordinates of this minimum point? The coordinates come from here. So 3 is the number for y. This happens when this portion is equals to 0. So x minus 2 is equal to 0. X will be equals to 2. This is very useful. Remember, okay? If you really don't know in exam, okay? You try. There are only 2 numbers there, right? You try a lot. At least you might get one of the answer correct. Okay. Second type, this one question for B, this is actually also a completed square form. But in the fact that it's a completed square form, it did not arrange in the normal way. So let me rearrange this into negative x squared plus 9. How do I know that this is in a completed square form? Completed square form for a negative sign, it just means, it just means it's a negative one just means it's a happy or sad face. So in this case, this is a sad face with a maximum point. This is in the form x plus something square with a number 9. But what is the something here? It's nothing. So when it's nothing, it's just x plus 0. Okay, So if I were to read the coordinates for the maximum minimum point, the number at the back, 9, oh, here. So the maximum minimum point, 9. Then this whole thing equals to 0. So x plus 0, so x must be 0. X plus 0 equals to 0. X will be equals to 0. Okay. So this is just extension of a concept. If you need more explanation, detailed explanation, you can look for my topical trending questions part 4 or part 5. Right? This one is just to highlight the different sheets. There was a period of time when I asked you to memorize this. Maybe cannot remember already. N equals to -2. N equals the power. N equals to -1. N equals to 0. N equals to 1. N equals to 2. N equals to 3. And last but not least, y equals to a to power x form. So this one is the shape of a butt, shape of a toilet bowl. What is it? This is 0. Ew, this is 0. Then this one is like that. Y equals to x to power n. Then this one square. Cube is the snake. And this one fly away. So I chose this question to remind you to remember the shapes of all these type. Okay, the different shapes over here. And each of them have different information. Like you see, this one is a negative y-intercept, positive y-intercept, set face. This one is a set face, but there is a 0 here. It's at the line of symmetry is 0. Okay, so they tells you different information. Well, if you have time, then you read this. If it's no, you really don't have time, this one is optional. Okay, it not very likely to come out sometimes. Next question, this question you must know. Whether they give you a graph or they never give you a graph, you still need to know the 3 letters I, L, M. I for what? Huh?
Intercept.
Huh? I for what?
Oh, intercept.
Yes, intersects. L for line of symmetry. M for maximum or minimum point. Okay, this is Sec 2 quadratic equation. Yeah, you don't have much time to read that in detail, so you follow me. Equation of line of symmetry first. If I want to find the line of symmetry, I know this is a x square, positive x square. Positive x square means, and then it's 2 brackets, it will cut at 2 different points on the x-axis. So I take these, look for the x-intercept. When it's the x-intercept, the y is 0. So I put this whole thing equals to 0. This is my answer. So now my x-intercept, one number is -2, the other number is 8. How do I find the line of symmetry? I take the number, add together, divide by 2. But 3 is just a number, it's not an equation. What must we add to make it an equation? Must have what? X. Okay. I'm telling you many. You better make sure you remember. So the line of symmetry cuts the x-axis, right? So it's x. If the line of symmetry cuts the y-axis, is y equals to something. It is called example, right? But usually for quadratic graph, it will be x equals to something. Then using this minimum point, I really know the line of symmetry x equals to 3, right? How do I find the turning point, the maximum or the minimum at the lowest? So what I do, I sub x equals to 3. I sub x equals to 3 back into my equation. Then I find the value for y. That's my answer. Okay, so for this question, I think this is quite important. Please make sure you know how to do. Okay, all right. I'm keeping aware of time, so I shall continue. This one is actually almost symmetrical, similar to the previous one. Okay, just explain why 10p, this two part, I think you all have done it before. All right, exactly the same. I repeat many times already. So 10p, why I need this additional 10p? I split the 10 into 2 times 5. Okay, so 2 times 5, 2 and the 2 to the power 5 becomes 2 to the power 6. Then this one becomes 5 squared. Explain why it's a perfect square. The powers of the prime factors are multiple of 2. So therefore it's a perfect square. Please don't tell me what you square root and then it's a whole number. No, not like that. Next one, m and m are prime numbers. So if I want this such that it multiplied to p and I want it to be a perfect square, what are the numbers that are not a perfect square over here? The 2 and the 5, right? So this question says something multiply something on top, divide away something. So what is it that I multiply? Either I multiply 2 to make it become 2 to the power 6, or I divide by 2, make it become 2 to the power 4. Or I multiply 5, make it become 5 to the power 2, or I divide by 5, no 5. Okay, but the question clearly said m greater than m is the bigger one, and is the smaller one. So there's only 2 numbers. I only need 2 and 5. So the bigger one on top is m. This is smaller, so it's 2. Are you okay for this question? Sure or not? Confirm, okay, I repeat, only got 2 things not a perfect square, these 2, right? Either I want 2 or 5. But they say the on top one is big number, so I must put the bigger 5 to be the bigger one, no? Okay, just follow according to what the question says. It's very helpful. They give a lot of clues inside the question. Read the question. Okay, I want to speed up a little bit. This one I just went through the other day. Just want you to practice this again, right? About midpoint. Find the equation of the line. Parallel lines have the same what?
Gradient.
Yes. Okay, parallel line have the same gradient. So you can use these 2 points to find the gradient. But it does not pass through A and B. It passes through this particular point. So you cannot sub A or B. You can only sub this point inside your equation. So first step, find gradient. Second step, y equals to mx plus c. Replace the m. Sub in a point, find c. Please do not write for me decimal. Please do not give me mixed number. Always use improper fraction. Answer. Next question. Now, this one also not too much of a big deal. Just plug in your point. I assume you know how to read coordinates. I think you need to memorize this formula. X2 minus X1, Y2 minus Y1. Must know this formula. Later, I send out the document to you. You're going to be out. The name of this quadrilateral parallelogram. Rotational symmetry. What do? Take the paper, rotate it, go back to 360 degrees. How many times do you see these to the same shape? So when you turn, you see that until I don't know how it looks like, okay, but you will get back to this same shape 2 times. The first time when you look at it, this one not counted. So you turn already, there might be a second time. First time here, you go back to the starting point at the 360 degree is 1 more time. Okay, so this one rotation symmetry order 2. It's a parallelogram. Now, other than a parallelogram, do you know this? Do you know what the special property of a rhombus? What's so special about rhombus?
Same side.
Yes, all the sides are the same. Correct. Not only that, a rhombus, the diagonals cut each other at 90 degrees. Okay? So there are two additional property on top of it being a parallelogram. So a rhombus is a very special parallelogram. Okay, so just take note. Write down the equation of line AB, and this one is a giveaway. It just only cut the y-axis at the number 1. If not, y equals to mx plus c. Just the equation, y equals to 1. Right, find equation. I think you know how to find. You can practice. I've done this question also much similar like your practice. Okay, this one I'll do a little bit slower, okay? The newer ones, this one I've done many times already for part A. The newer one, I just changed it a little bit. So some of you like to take cube root first. Cube root the power divide by 2. But I realize that if I cube root, I have an x down here and I get 1/3. So what I can do, I can simplify my power inside x power 7, divide, when I have division, power subtract each other. So left x about 6. Then cube root, the power divide by 3, sorry. Then my answer. Next one, this one also appear many times already. Sometimes maybe they add a negative, then you swap the body also. Okay, so you just plug in each of the power to them. Right? Next one, highlight square root 5. Power is half. Square root, power half. Okay. This one, I think not much of a problem. Multiply the power, add up. So 5 plus 0. Divide the power minus. So minus away, -4. Combine together, this is your answer. This one, this is -2 for the whole thing. So the whole thing is 3 or x over 1. I flip the whole fraction. Then square each of them. Square each of them. But this, what's the difference between these two? Notice there's no bracket. When there is no bracket, this power is only -2 is only for x. So which one have to flip? Do I need to flip the number 3?
2/3.
2/3. Where got 2/3? No,
Sorry.
2/3. No, not 2/3. It's okay, never mind. So which one do I need to flip? Do I need to flip the 3 or not? Still can ask Singer. Singer, do I need to flip the 3? Did the 3 has a power -2?
No.
No, so 3 keep it the same. So only x need to flip, right? So x from the numerator go down to the denominator. So become 1 over x. The power -2 become +2. So it's not 2/3, huh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. You mean the 2 and then the 3 here, right? 2/3. No. Okay. The negative is for the x only. So the x move house, go down, then the power become from negative become positive. Okay, never mind. That's your, what is 5a -2 over b? Yeah. What is this? In positive index form.
Is
Who
it
is the one that need? Huh?
is it you wait?
Yeah, switch. Question, switch which one? Who is the person that has negative? Who's the person that need to get the summon to move house? Who need?
B become 2, is it?
The A, the A. Yes, the A move. Does the phi and the B move? Oh, somebody got disconnected. No, so phi and B stays there, is phi and B. Only the A got the summon letter to move house, so only the A move down. So only the A move down. So A at the bottom, but it become positive power now, so A is squared. Okay, so this is only, you only need to do this when the question says leave your answer in positive index. That means they do not want a power that is a negative power. That's all. Can? All right. Then the other questions, these two questions are pretty much similar. Just make sure you change the base. So go back and try the question. Not going to be difficult. Just change the base. And these are the 2 years TYS question that I found. They gave exact same similar numbers that they work with. So just pick them out for you to try and make sure you know the number. This one, distance, speed, and time, not sure if you know, but it's quite basic. This one, completing in square, is quite basic. Just want to highlight this portion. After you do completing square, the question say has, observe, is it equals to 0? No, right? But I don't need to change it. Why? Because this is exactly the same as this portion. I still use it. Replace this portion with my answer. Just that now the number over here is a number additional 1. It's not 0, that's all. It still works the same way. Shift it across, over, then it becomes plus, so it's 25. Then you get your answer. Same thing. Okay, just going to work it out. This one, number pattern, I've done it before already. Similar triangles. Okay, highlight a little bit. If you are not able to look at it clearly, draw one more angle of the same type. Okay, for similar triangles, angles stay the angle stay
Same.
yes, the angle stays the same. Only the length have a particular ratio. Okay, I believe you can do. So I'm going to let you do the answer on your own. But I need to highlight this portion. When we have similar area, it's like your math scale, one small, one big. And they ask you to find the ratio of the area. What am I going to do to the ratio of the length? I want to find area. You do a map scale. From map scale, the length, how do you find the ratio of the area?
Everything.
Yeah, you square everything. Okay, so for this kind, if it's similar, okay, so when you want to find the ratio of the area, you take the length, you square it, square, then you get your answer, 4:5. Okay, so this one just take note. If they want a similar solid, okay, highlight a bit. Similar volume. What do I do to the ratio of the length? For area, I square it. If I want volume, I take the ratio, do what to it?
Cube.
Yes, I cube it. That is for like solid. Let's say they say write down the ratio for the two similar cone, for example. Okay, then you work it out. Then next one, area of triangle have AB sine C. You can read from the diagram very easily, have AB sine C. So you can find, no problem. This one, write the reason why is it similar. So I went through yesterday, just yesterday only. Alternate angles, same angle. alternate angle, same angle, vertically opposite angle, same angle. Since all corresponding angles are equal, or if you don't write all three, you can also write two of them, since two corresponding angles. So two is the minimum. You can write all three, you write all three. So therefore they are similar. Okay, then I was talking about to them, telling them the crisscross question is very popular. So we're going to try the crisscross question. I've included the answer over here. Okay, so I'm going to shift, fast forward a little bit. Okay, this one I was explaining yesterday. What is the difference between a sector and a segment? Sector is this shape, pizza, or you ask the Pac-Man to Pac-Man. Segment, the minor segment is the ice cream without the ice cream cone, or the Pac-Man, you ask it to shut up. So one is minus triangle, the other one is at triangle. So got different type. Okay, this one is all minor, this is all major. So let's read the question very carefully. The questions that we went through yesterday was shaded sector, or perimeter of the sector. Now I'm asking for perimeter of segment. Something very interesting about 60 degree. If I have this is radius, this is radius, it's an isosceles triangle. But after I take 180 minus 60, I divide by 2, I realize this two sides is also 60. So when all three are 60, this is a equilateral triangle. So if this is an equilateral triangle, this side will also be 8 cm. So if I want to find the perimeter, I find the arc length plus the 8. So arc length plus this. Is that okay? If let's say they never give me, it's not an equilateral triangle, and I know this is, let's say 40 degree, what can I do? I can do cosine rule, c square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab cosine of the angle. Okay. Area of shaded segment, this one is the minor one, the ice cream. So take the sector minus the triangle. So minus the triangle. Doable? Can do. Now I'm going to spend the remaining time on the last few questions. Okay. Prism. Maybe you'll come in paper 2. I'm not sure whether you come in paper 1 or not. Okay. In this case, this question over here, this is the shape of a prism. What is a prism? A prism have a uniform cross-sectional area. So imagine this is my chocolate cake triangular prism. I'm going to cut it top down this way. So every piece is a slice of a triangle all the way through a length of 25 cm. So I want to find this length AB. The moment I see this isosceles triangle, there are two skills that you can do. Number one, cut this into half. Isosceles, right? So when you isosceles, you cut it, it will be symmetrical into two parts. And when you cut it symmetrical into two parts, you will have right angle triangle. So the first method, if I want to find the length of AB, I can use Tokaso. But most of you don't like Tokaso, you all love the sine rule, right? So how do you use the sine rule? If it's the sine rule, then you do, please, this is 50, this is also 50. Therefore, this is 80. If you want to use sine rule, be clever. Find all the angles first, right? Instead of finding length directly, find all the angles first. Then I use my sine rule to find the answer. It will still be the same answer. Okay, so length of AB can be found. Next, how do I find volume? Volume of such a prism is given by the cross-sectional area. What is the shape of this cross-section? The shape of a cross-section is the
triangle.
Yes.
AB sine C.
Correct. Half AB sine C. So area of this triangle, half AB sine C. But I want to find the volume. Imagine I have one piece slice of cake. The thickness is 1 cm. I need to multiply it to 25 pieces for me to get the whole volume. And this surface here and the length must always be perpendicular to each other. Okay, always perpendicular to each other. So it's 25. Take the area, which you Lynn just did, half AB sine C times the length. Next one, they want surface area. So surface area, what am I going to do? I'm going to have each of them is a rectangle, right? So 4 point this side times the 25, this side times 25, this side times 25, all of them times 25. So I take everything, add up together, the perimeter times 25 one shot. Okay, or you want to find individually also can. But not forgetting, I must add the front and the back, the triangle. So find area of one triangle, half AB sine C. Add the sides, the front, the back. Answer. Okay, doable. Next one, this one just say price. So price must times quantity, right? So it says 1,000 chocolates. So I take my area. Actually, I wanted to use the larger one instead of the smaller one because I need to have more paper to wrap the thing. So I took these times 1,000. But the question is, this is in meter square. My answer here is in cm square. So now I need to do conversion. So I divide by 100, but it's square, so 100 divided by 100 square. The price multiply to the rate that you can get, then that will be the answer. Okay, can try, doable, right? This one over here. Okay, this one I'll do a little bit slower. The figure is not drawn to scale. It's made out of a cylinder. Okay, this whole cylinder is 8 cm, right? And then I have a cone is radius 5.5 cm. But what did they give me? They only give me the volume. So when they give me a volume, right? This is given. Do you know where you can find this? Do you know where you can find this on the exam paper? Yes. Yeah, in front at the cover page. Volume of cone. Volume of cone is 1/3. Anything sharp, 1/3. Pyramid also. Pi r square h. So I take the volume of this equals to this. The only unknown is the h. Work backwards. Get rid of 1/3. Get rid of pi r square. Then you get your height. Answer. But the moment you get a height, go back to your diagram. If this whole thing is 30, this thing is 58, so this part must be 28. So I need to find that first. Now the questions come. Find the curved surface area of cylinder. What does cylinder look like? Cylinder look like this. Oops, actually there's a cylinder here. The cylinder look like this. Here, circle. But I want to find the curved surface area. So when I draw the circle, I'm actually looking at the circumference of the circle. And then I need to keep drawing the full height of it. So I'm drawing the circumference. I take the circumference times the full height of it. Then I get my answer. Curved surface area of cylinder. Next, find the slant height of the cone. Oh, I have my vertical height, 30, base 5.5. Find my, use what? Right angle triangle got 2 lengths, use what? Give you all 3 seconds to answer.
Pythagoras theorem.
Thank you. Okay, yes, Pythagoras theorem. Then curved surface area of cone, pi RL, given in the formula sheet. Use it. Okay. Okay. Now I want to finish up I'll do this one. I can only do one more. Okay, I'll do the last question from here and one more question from this one. Okay, then I'll let you go off. I'm so sorry to take up so much of the time. Okay, question 25C. This question 25C is the bare minimum. And I purposely set it. I suspect it might come out in paper 2, but also can come out in paper 1, the last question at the back. Okay, so I'm not very sure. And I went through cone, prism, the other remaining cylinder, the other remaining popular ones is a hemisphere. So I purposely join it together with a cylinder. Okay, let's begin. The iron is solid. This hemisphere here is joined to a cylinder. Radius is RCM. Both their radius is the same. Both of them are R. The ratio of the radius of the cylinder to the height is 3:5. I don't even know what is the radius, right? I can't find it. But they gave me a sentence. Volume of hemisphere is 144 pi. So don't know, right? Never mind. Write down. Volume hemisphere equal 144 pi. No, not 144 pi. Equal. What is the formula for the volume of hemisphere? The volume of hemisphere is given in the cover page, but the cover page gives you 4/3 pi r cubed. That is for a full sphere. I need a hemisphere, so I need to multiply by half. Now I replace this with my number. 144 pi, 144 pi, 1/2, wait, 4/3 pi r cubed. Tell me, what can I cancel?
Pi.
Pi. Cancel away the pi. Then what else do I need to do? I want to find r cubed. So I undo the half, undo the 4. 144 divide by half, divide by 4/3. I don't care. Okay, I don't bother. Okay, I can calculate 144 divide by 1/2, divide by 4/3. Oops. Anyone can give me the number? 4/3. Oh, what is this? Oh, 216.
16.
Yes. Right. If it's not a nice number, I'll probably just leave the whole thing. Then now I don't want the r. What do we do? I don't want the r. Then we cube root the whole thing. So answer r is equals to 6. Now I happily know my radius is 6. Right? They gave me the next statement, the ratio of height to the cylinder 3.5. So the ratio radius to height 3:5. So 6:10. So height of the cylinder is 10 cm. Now the question asks me for find the curved surface area of the cylinder. Curved surface area of the cylinder is given by, I want to outline take the circumference times the full height of it. IDH. I don't know what's this number. Answer 376.99. Rounding it off to 3 sig feet because got pi. Answer. Is this okay? So this kind of question, you need to learn how to work backwards to find the answer. So still doable, but you need to piece in the information part by part. So there may be unknowns or whatever can be cancelled away if possible. Okay, so just work it out. Next question, distance, speed, time. It haven't come out for a very long time, but I'm not sure whether it will come out or not. So I'm just going to highlight again. A taxi started from rest. Okay, distance, speed, time first. If I want to find distance from speed time graph, take note, this is speed time graph, not distance time graph, okay? If I find distance, it's area under the graph. If I want to find acceleration, you find the gradient. Retardation is negative acceleration. So it still means acceleration. Okay, now this question. The taxi started from rest and accelerated. So where is this acceleration? Here, lor. What is this trying to tell me? Hey, this is telling me this is the gradient. For how long? For the first 10 seconds to a speed v. It maintained, I don't know the v, so maybe I need to find it. It maintained at the speed for 18 seconds, so it's lasted. So this one is constant speed. And then deceleration decreased to 0. The total distance is 495 meters. Find the value of v and the value for t. I'm going to use my statement part by part. First one, they tell me gradient. Now the gradient is the distance for this portion, right? But what can I do? I do not use just one point. I need to use the 2 endpoints. The other one will be then v. They gave me the gradient is 1.5. So gradient equals to y2 minus y1, v minus 0, 10 minus 0. And they say the gradient is the number 1.5. So how to find v? 1.5 times 10, 15. Answer. Okay. This part still okay. Gradient, they give you information gradient, so fine. Next one, find the value of t. T now involves the whole thing. So what is the next piece of information I'm going to use? The total distance. So total distance equals to area under the graph. Now, what is this shape? What's this shape? Hey, don't ignore me, please. What is this shape?
Trapezium.
Thank you. All right. So the trapezium itself, my first part here is 18 seconds. This one here is t second. What is my height? I found my height just now.
15.
Yes, 15. So I'm going to use my area of trapezium. Total distance they give me 495. Lucky. Half A plus B times 15. Work backwards. The one the half, 495 times 2. The one the 15, divide by 15. Then this one is 66. Then find t. Answer. Okay. Next one, retardation. Retardation is negative acceleration. Acceleration, how to find? Find gradient. Gradient, how to find? Use 2 endpoints. So where is the retardation? The end here. This one, T0. This one, 28. We found our V to be 15 already. So 28, 15. So T0. Okay, we found our T already. T is the number 48, correct? So we have our 2 endpoints. Just to double check, this one is meter per second square. So I'm reading the units. So gradient will be negative acceleration, y2 minus y1, z is 0 minus 15, 48 minus 28. Negative of the acceleration, 0 minus 15, 48 minus 28. 3/4, neg is positive 0.75 meters per second square. So retardation is negative acceleration. So the answer becomes now 0.75. Are you all okay with this? Still cool? Alright, okay. If you're okay, you want to do the last question? This is really the last. I can't do construction on my iPad. I'm not going to put through my iPad. So I just do last question again. The question says the shaded area. Okay, no shaded area. I shall shade on my own. So this is the shaded area. It's the distance traveled, right? The question even tells you that. So the whole area is the distance traveled. This is in the shape of a triangle. The distance traveled is 693. So it means very easily, they only gave me one answer. So distance equals to area under graph. 693 equals to half times base A4 times the height V. Work backwards, multiply 693 times 2, divide by A4 V. I got V to be 16.5 meters per second. Answer. Okay. Acceleration, use the gradient. Gradient, use the 2 endpoints for the first 34 seconds. So 0, 0, 34, 16.5. Alamak. Oh, it's raining. It's really very heavy. Then the 2 endpoints, find the gradient. So this one will be 16.5 minus 0, 34 minus 0. Okay, then calculate. I got the number. It's not a nice answer. So I'm going to write it as a fraction, 33 over 68. All right. Okay, since it's acceleration, I can set 48529. Round off becomes 0.485 meters per second square. Okay. So these are the whatever important key points that I can think of. Of course, there are other things. It's not exhaustive. Then you can use it and let's try. Please watch the video with my I sent in class before. Okay, if not, I'll send again. Perpendicular bisector, angle bisector construction. Of course, now the construction is not just in triangle, can construct quadrilateral also. So please go and revise it. Okay. If not, then no other questions for today. Thank you for attending my video. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Madam Ong. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Madam Ong. Bye.
Thank you so much.